Thank you so much. Dean Compton, Dean Westlin, Dean Brown, Dean Kimiente. You here? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lisa McBride. Distinguished faculty, guests, and the class of 2024. Good afternoon to you all. Thank you so much for honoring me with this opportunity to address you and to share in this commencement celebration with you. I am deeply humbled to be invited to speak with you today. This is incredibly special because it allows me to return to the institution that greatly shaped and influenced my professional career in medicine and in public health. So I'm forever grateful to the Dartmouth community, and so thank you so much. So class of 2024, this is a happy occasion. This is a defining moment for you to celebrate the enormity of your achievements, surrounded by your loved ones, faculty, and fellow classmates. The presence of your loved ones here and around you is a reminder of their support and their love and encouragement that has shaped you, your journey, and to this point. So not only has your goals for your master's degree at this prestigious institution come true for you, but you've also made their dreams come true. So I would also like to say a huge congratulations to all the proud mothers, the proud fathers, proud spouses, all the siblings, the children, devoted friends, mentors, and teachers. Congratulations to you all. So as you step forward into new beginnings, I would like to speak about 3 pillars that I believe should guide you as you continue your professional journey. And the first is embracing a social mission. To embrace a social mission or a social responsibility means actively advocating for and implementing equitable healthcare policies and practices that address disparities to ensure that every individual, regardless of their backgrounds, live to their full potential and access the care they need. This commitment to equity is essential in demonstrating to the public that the healthcare system stands as a beacon of fairness and justice. See, I am the product of a social mission. I am who I am today because of my ancestors, my tribe of people who believed in supporting and advocating for education as well as health. And they believed in both as a social mission. So I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors, without whom I would not be here today. I'm also the product of institutions that promoted civil rights, promoted justice, fairness, equity, diversity of thought, and inclusion. My success or my career accomplishments were not solely mine. My journey was not self-made. Rather, it was shaped by the sacrifices and contribution of people in my life. And in particular, I'd like to acknowledge my mother, who is here with us today. Thank you, Mom, for all your sacrifices. You see, I was born in Ghana, West Africa. Both my parents, through the teachings of their parents and grandparents, knew that education was the strongest driver of good health and well-being. So I was named after my father's grandfather, Madame Amadaji. So my middle name, my African name, is Abna Daji. My father's grandmother, along with her brother, Nana Kofi Bimpong, spent most of their childhood and early adulthood under the British colonial rule. They grew up in the eastern region of Ghana in a town called Akwatia. Ghana was a British colony and was called the Gold Coast before it gained independence in 1957. So you see, colonial policies had disrupted the traditional social structures and cultural practices as part of the great scramble by Europeans for Africa. New political boundaries had caused divisions in ethnic groups. And so while schools were established to provide education, a good education was often limited and geared towards producing a small class of Africans who could assist in the administration of the colony. So healthcare services were limited, public health was inadequate, and resources were unevenly distributed. The focus in healthcare was on the health needs of the British settlers rather than the Black African population. So the Africans saw very little improvement in their economic conditions, contrary to what they were made to believe. They were often subjected to poor and harsh working conditions. Most of the labor were in the mines or on plantations or on large infrastructure construction projects. So Madame Amadaji, my father's grandmother, convinced her brother, Nana Kofi Bimpong, to prioritize education and healthcare as a social mission for the region. You see, as the newly elected young chief of the town of Akwatia, and therefore the custodian of the land, he was entitled to a certain percentage of resources. So I'm talking about natural resources and mineral resources that were obtained from that area of his jurisdiction. It was within the law for him to demand what was legitimately due to the people of Akwatia in the eastern region of Ghana. The town of Akwatia was the site of a diamond mining industry, and diamonds had been discovered in the early 1920s. The diamond mining industry in the region was a significant part of Ghana's mineral wealth, and according to published resources, generated significant shares and profits for the British. So he negotiated with the British authorities that had taken control of the diamond mining industry for royalties to be paid to the chieftaincy. So he used the royalties, which was an estimated 5,000 pounds at that time. So mind you, the diamond mining industry was generating multi-millions, but he used 5,000 pounds as seed capital towards the building of the very first hospital facility in the region to care for Black Africans. But that was not enough. He also gave away his share of the family lands that he had inherited as the sites for the hospital. In turn, my great-grandmother also gave away her land to build an elementary school. It was a high school for children in the town. As enrollment of girls were very low in the region, she would set aside part of our home and our land to establish a school specifically for girls. So in addition to empowering girls, she wanted to see all girls become strong and fearless and conscious of their dignity, because educating girls had been identified as one of the best ways to reverse poverty and prevent disease in sub-Saharan Africa. I learned about how my grandfather became the first and only Black African to be hired to work as a clerk at that diamond mining industry. All the other Black Africans were working underground in the mines with less pay, harsh conditions, and oftentimes risking their health and safety. So St. Dominic's Hospital, that my great-grandmother and great-granduncle helped to build provided the needed health care for Black Africans in the region. It's now a 357-bed hospital providing primary care and specialty services across the eastern region and in neighboring towns in the area. The girls' school that was built on my family land is now the St. Rose's Senior Secondary School, producing women leaders in Ghana. So there's an African proverb that says, if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. If you educate a man, you educate an individual. So I also ended up attending the all-girls high school in Ghana, continuing the path that my great-grandmother had set. I came to the United States with a rigorous, excellent academic foundation from that school, and was able to study biochemistry at Barnard College, which we all know is a distinguished leader in higher education for women. So I tell you my story to share how the resilience, the determination, and the social responsibility of my ancestors have shaped who I am today. So remember, you are here today not only because of your hard work and determination, but also because of the sacrifices and contribution of your ancestors, your grandparents, your parents, your mentors, and teachers. So celebrate them. They paved the way for you, instilling values, traditions, and resilience that have shaped who you are today. Acknowledge their struggles, their triumphs, for they are the foundation on which you build your future. But most importantly, celebrate your heritage and let it guide you. Your story is part of a larger tapestry of history and identity, and it holds the power to inspire and create change. So as you move forward, carry with you the wisdom and strength of those who came before you. Honor their legacy by striving for greatness and making a difference in the world. Your education has equipped you to elevate neglected voices, to shift paradigms, and to think globally. Your education is not merely a pathway to opportunity, it's a powerful catalyst for profound societal transformation. At its core, education serves as the foundation for any social mission. It offers the tools, the knowledge, the critical thinking skills that's essential to tackle today's complex social challenges. So education does not just build better individuals, it builds a better society, rich in justice and ripe in possibilities. The second pillar that I want to talk to you is about trust. In a world that's filled with uncertainties and complexities, the foundation on which the healthcare institution stands on, it's not merely the strength of the scientific achievements, but the depth of trust that it's able to gain among those it serves or those it intends to serve. Trust in the public health system and the healthcare system is at its lowest. Now more than ever, as we navigate these times, when trust in the public health is profoundly challenged, the call to rebuild and reestablish trust is not just imperative, it is sacred. Trust in the healthcare is an invisible bond that enables a sick person to place their fears in the hands of a stranger, believing in the promise of relief. It's the assurance that drives the community to follow public health recommendations, knowing that the guidelines are going to shield against unseen threats. Trust significantly influences people's unwillingness or willingness to listen, to follow services, to accept interventions, and engage with the healthcare system. But the trust must be earned, because once the trust is broken, its restoration is a task of enormous proportions. I know too well about working diligently to rebuild and reestablish trust, because I've been engaged with the sickle cell warrior community through my recent work. You know, sickle cell disease is a lifelong battle, not only against physical pain, but also against systemic challenges that have historically undermined the trust of those patients living with the condition in this healthcare system. The trust has been eroded due to years of neglect, underfunding in research, and a pervasive lack of understanding and empathy towards the unique struggles that are faced by the patients with sickle cell disease. I have family members who are sickle cell warriors. I know patients who have died prematurely from sickle cell disease. I've heard from patients recount experiences of being dismissed or undertreated in emergency rooms from their excruciating pain and being questioned or being labeled as drug seekers. There's a general lack of knowledgeable clinicians or care providers willing to understand the complexities of managing this condition. And so these experiences have contributed to a very deep-seated sense of isolation and disillusionment with a system that seems indifferent to their suffering. So in essence, establishing trust is a continuous journey, not a destination. It demands of us an unwavering dedication, a constant reflection, and an unrelenting pursuit of excellence and compassion in our practice. For in building trust, we not merely mend the fabric of our healthcare, but we weave a new tapestry of community resilience and collective health that can stand the test of any crisis. So be transparent, be honest, be compassionate, be accountable to your patients, to your communities that you're going to serve, to your institutions, because these are the cornerstones on which trust is built. As healthcare professionals and clinicians and public health servants, your promise to each individual that you touch, that you influence, should not be merely just to treat them, but to listen to them, to understand their stories, and to validate their concerns. So together, let us restore the noble realm of healthcare, restore the faith, and reaffirm our sacred vow to heal, to care, and to protect. Let trust be our legacy that we build and the heritage that we leave for the generations that follow in our healing footsteps. The third advice is about centering community in your work. We know health is not created in the corridors of hospitals or institutions or health centers, but in the richness of our communities. It's in the air we breathe. It's in the parks where our children play. It's in our workplaces. So health is implicated in all the policies that govern our communities, our schools, our cities. So your challenge is to plant the seed of health in all these places. Strive to be leaders who do not just work in communities, but truly work with them. Communities are the agents of change. Learn their needs, understand their challenges, and tailor your interventions to bring about real, sustainable change within these communities. So before I end, I'd like to speak on the emergence of artificial intelligence in health. Today, you're stepping into a world that's constantly evolving. You are stepping into a world where AI and machine learning technologies are rapidly transforming the landscape of healthcare and public health. The transformation can be a good one or a dangerous one, and it all depends on how we all, you included, defines the course. These AI tools offer unprecedented opportunities to improve patient care, to create innovation solutions to complex health problems. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Because health data is foundational to artificial intelligence in health, you all need to be part of setting the standards and be ahead in this effort. It's not those who are developing the algorithms, it's you all, because you'll be generating that data. You need to be part of a forward-looking framework, one that demands an agenda for better data, an agenda for better science, better evidence, and responsible use of AI, and one that looks to develop guardrails for privacy protection from all forms of biases and discrimination. Remember, the data, the science, the evidence that you capture for your AI tools and any kind of research or innovation or policies that you develop today will be the foundation for the science and practices and policies for the next generation. Because the data and the science and the policies and innovation that were discovered a decade ago or two is the foundation on which we're building our AI tools today. And we all know how biased that is. So as you leverage these technologies, it is crucial to think about ethics, transparency, and prioritize the needs of patients and communities. Embrace a perspective that integrates technology with the core values of health and public health. That is equity, that's justice, and compassion. So as you leave here today, remember that your action has the power to transform lives. Never, ever underestimate the difference one person or a small group of people can make in the lives of many. So do what you believe in. You should paint large strokes, dream big dreams. The path you've chosen in the health professions is not an easy one, but it's rewarding as well as it's challenging. And remember that the work you do is not just a career, it's a calling. It's a calling to serve, to advocate, and to lead. So embrace this call with passion and determination. Remember, you are in this generation for this time and for this purpose. And there'll never be another you. So I encourage you to go out there in boldness, knowing that you don't have to be like anyone else. Congratulations, class of 2024, on your achievements. I am excited to see the heights you will reach and the trails you will blaze. May your journey be filled with purpose, proud, and profound impact. Thank you.